Okay, going to try something different. We just had a blinking email bleep come up, which is annoying. Anyway, I've got this script in front of me. Another story. This is a story about progress. And I've got it on the left-hand side of my screen below the camera. And I'm looking in the camera and I can read this pretty well as it goes along. And I can wind it up. Yeah, it moves. So let's see how we get on with this. Now, it's called We've Come Full Circle. They do say that what goes around comes around, etc. But this time it really has. Particularly if you lived in the late 1940s and early 1950s. You see, in those days, if you wished to listen to the wireless, then you had to have a battery to power it. Many homes did not have mains electricity, and of course the wireless needed electricity to power it. The wireless was a radio, and you could listen to the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. Nothing else. There was only the BBC. And it was, I think it had light programmes and home service. Yeah, there was a couple of channels on it. Music, and it wasn't pop music, you know. It's before there ever was pop music. Pop music was like music hall music and Henry Hall and who was that American chap with his band? Yeah. So you could listen to the radio and the BBC. It was later in the 50s that Radio Luxembourg came on the air, and you could listen to serials which included Dan Dare, the pilot of the future, on the radio. So back to our 1940s power supply, and the electricity was supplied by a portable accumulator. Picture coming up. It's a lead acid battery arrangement in a glass jar with a handy carrying handle. And you carry this thing about. It's full of acid. And you carried it about to get it charged up. Yeah, good, isn't it? It provided 6 or 12 volts and had to be charged up at your local chemist or radio shop. You couldn't charge it at home because you got no electricity. The domestic home at this time would probably have gas lighting and no doubt gas cooking too, and coal fires and things like that, and drafts. When I first began to see my future wife Ruth in the early 1960s, her family still had a radio working on a lead acid accumulator, and they had gas lighting too. To go to the outside loo you needed a torch, as indeed you did to get from room to room, or when going to bed. It wasn't for several years that Ruth's mum could be persuaded to bring the house up to date and install electricity. It wasn't in the 60s anyway. But all this is another story. We're on about coming full circle. And I'm sure it has not escaped most of you that you can now buy a powerful solar-powered generator to use to boost electricity in the home or provide power when away from civilization. These new gadgets are larger than those accumulators of the 1940s and 50s, and they have infinitely more power and versatility, but the fact remains that they are a portable, flexible power supply, just like those we had 70 or 80 years ago, even though they were full of acid and we carried them around in your hand to the shop to get charged up. They're not really a new idea, you see, just a modern adaptation of something older, something that we've seen before in a different guise. So it would appear that if you are seeking to make your fortune in this modern world, find an old idea and improve on it. Find an old idea and improve on it. How about that? Thought for the day. Oh yes, if you like our thought for the day, don't forget to give us a like on this channel and think about subscribing to the channel. We'll have another thought for the day soon. Think about subscribing to the channel and even send this story to your friends. Share it. That's it. Share it. And it all helps the channel to grow. We want it to grow. important to us. So there we are, and links coming up for Cracker Books publications you can download. Remember, if you're in a queue somewhere, doctor's, hospital, on a bus, you can download one of our stories and read it when you like, where you like. There's over 200 short stories on our Buzzsprout site. They're all audio. Lots of them we're turning into videos now, like the rest on this channel. So thanks for being with us today, and see you next time. Bye.